Can you please add me by Gmail? Malcolm needs added.
Okay, yeah, just 1 second. Are we? I think we're live right now.
We
Oh.
are! Hello, guys.
Hello. Oh.
Well, Cody just
Hello,
sent his
strangers.
Gmail. Sorry, things are happening.
Yeah, so we lost Malcolm, which ran the stream. So then we had to leave, and Robert had to create a new stream, and Malcolm took a power nap, or Manning took a power nap, and Malcolm is still trying to be put back on, and it's Middle Earth, yay!
I was gonna say, do you know how many times someone has accidentally called me Malcolm?
Oh, probably a lot.
A lot, yeah. I should start. I should put like a jar.
You guys look so much alike.
So much alike. Especially when I grow my beard out, you can't tell the difference.
Like they're twins.
I just need to, yeah. I just need to put on an accent, a New Zealand accent. That sounds exactly like Australia, right? That's exactly what it's like.
I wouldn't.
Right?
It says Robert Parker posted in Take 3.
Alright, I sent the invite to Malcolm. Alright, sorry for that slight disruption. Anybody who might be watching live right now, which I don't think there are.
I'm about to say, we lost that, but I hope they will come back, because we had 3 people watching last time.
Right now, 2 are watching.
Hooray! One of them is me on Take 3's thing.
Well, and one is probably me.
Oh, well, we have no one watching. We have 3 watching.
We have a thumbs up.
Oh, wait, that's me watching. I just realized I added up to it. Nah, man.
Hey, Malcolm's here.
Yay!
Hooray!
Hurrah!
We
apologize, everyone.
This without you.
We tried, and you know what happened? We got kicked off.
But we do need to know if
so let's just
a question.
Quick recap. So far on our top action performances in Middle Earth, we have Ian McKellen as Gandalf is a yes. Sean Astin as Sam is a yes. Those are the 2 that are already on the list, and the one in contention right now that was brought up by Cody is Benedict Cumberbatch as Smaug. Manning and I both said no, but Malcolm, you are up with your thoughts on Benedict Cumberbatch as Smaug.
Oh boy.
Yeah, well, I mean, it's probably not going to matter what I say, because with the 2 votes, it's already sort of gone. But I did actually have it on my list. I would have said yes, but it would just be slow.
But so I could use my save, right, Malcolm?
Yeah.
But after hearing Manning and Robert's points, I'm going to save my save and let the other deserving ones go on the list. So
yeah.
So I think it's Malcolm's nomination now.
Yeah, it's Malcolm's nomination.
Yeah. Right. So my first nomination that I'm going to bring up is Andy Serkis as Gollum / Smeagol. So this is one that's kind of a no-brainer. He should have been nominated for an Oscar for this, but yeah, I mean, it's one of those ones like people don't look at mocap performances as being acting per se, because they say it's more voice work. But if you see what the behind the scenes of Lord of the Rings and what he's actually done to do it, he's actually performing the part. It's one of those ones that it's just amazing to watch. So, Robert, what do you say about Andy Serkis?
Absolutely. We do get a small glimpse of him in Fellowship of the Ring, but we really introduced to the character wholeheartedly in Two Towers and Return of the King, where he just puts on in a performance that is one of the best performances capture. Riddles in the Dark in An Unexpected Journey is incredible too. It's like watching two actors performing a play on the screen. It's just fantastic. And yeah, you're damn right about him. He should have been nominated for an Oscar a number of times by now. But specifically, just for that scene in Two Towers where he's playing the dichotomy of both Gollum and Smeagol, and he does that every time he's on screen. You can really tell by the inflection in his voice, his facial changes, that he's playing two characters that are fighting over control of the same body, and it's just incredible to watch. So, yeah.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I will go while we're waiting.
Yeah.
And yeah, it's an absolute yes. There is no way it was not going to be a yes, considering the fact that this is one of the most beloved performances of the entire series. In fact, Robert was about to suggest it too before you said it, Malcolm. So, cat's out of the bag there. It's an absolute yes. Hey, I think at least one day, let's hope he gets an honorary Oscar for some point, because, at this rate.
And that's already 2 yeses, but Cody, what would you have said?
This was going to be a tough one for me because I find the character super annoying. Sorry,
okay.
I'll stop doing
at this point. We won't believe you.
I know. I think this is still one of the biggest. Well, I shouldn't say this anymore because the Oscars is a flippin' joke at this point. But I feel like this is one of those robberies that he should be nominated for. I don't care what the computer can do. The man is still behind the character, and he makes such a presence in these movies. I remember when I first watched it because, I was 12 when the first one, not the first one, maybe when the second one, around that age, and he freaked me out on screen. I just don't do horror movies very well, and he was one freaky ass character. But it's a fantastic point. It just he steals every scene he's in. He's just, that voice is it's haunting almost when you hear it. So he kills this movie. He kills this role, and I think he might be the most obvious over before Ian McKellen for me.
I can get behind that.
Right. So it's back to Robert for his next nomination.
All right, so we're a quarter of the way there, and there's still 20 performances I want to bring up.
Of course.
But the one I am going to go for, while he doesn't get as much screen time as, say, Andy Serkis or Ian McKellen or Sean Astin, I do think the impact that this character has on the story and the way the story is told around it.
I know where he's going.
Sean Bean as Boromir in Fellowship of the Ring.
Oh,
yes!
I think Boromir is one of the most tragic characters in the entire series. I think, especially if you watch extended editions, we do get bits and pieces of him in both Two Towers and Return of the King. In fact, specifically, his Two Towers scene with him and Faramir when they retake Osgiliath is amazing. It's incredible. And then we do get some more scenes with him and Denethor in Return of the King. But specifically what he does in Fellowship, when they're on the mountain, he takes the ring in his hand. With the moment when he's betraying...
He always gets out.
Will survive when they're by the riverbank or when they're in Lost Lorien. It's just incredible. I think the race of men is told as a character in it of itself through Boromir and Fellowship of the Ring. The way that they have so much honor and pride and bravery, but they're also just as weak and able to be manipulated, and they are just as... They can be manipulated just as easily. I lost my word there. But yeah, Sean Bean, gives a brilliant, is incredible.
So, Cody, what do you say about Sean Bean?
One does not simply not put him on this list. Let's be real. Okay? Sean Bean was actually my next nomination. I thought he was going somewhere else, but No, absolutely. I find his performance so fantastic in this movie. I pretty much just find Sean Bean fantastic in most of his performances, to be honest. He dies so well. So I would have to put in here, and I think Robert. Anytime you follow Robert in any of this stuff, you just pretty much have to say, "Did I?" I agree. Good point, because he's the walking encyclopedia. So, yes, I think he made a perfect nomination, and I agree that he should be on the list.
Mm-hmm.
Manning, what do you say about Sean Bean?
Again, I was just like Cody. I was not the one I was thinking, but when he said that, I'm like, he's on my list. He's a bit lower on my list. Well, spoiler alert, but he is definitely on my list because when I was little, he was never my favorite character. But rewatching it again, and I see the nuances that Sean Bean puts into the character, specifically in the extended edition scene where he and Aragorn and Legolas are in Lothlorien. There's an extended edition of them just kind of talking about Gondor, and the amount of emotion that he puts into every single word, and the hopelessness that he has, and just the poignancy. I was like, wow, I really sympathize with him much more than I ever did, and I did prior. And then when his death hits, it just hits even farther, and it becomes this presence that's just throughout all. It's something you think about. He still has one of my favorite deaths in all of cinema. Spoiler alert. But you already knew that. I hope you do, because why are you watching this? But yeah, it's an absolute yes.
And yeah, it would have been absolute yes for me as well. Like Sean Bean is just one of those ones that great actors, and he always is a delight to watch, and yeah, like he's also mostly memed for his role as well. So. It's always good. Manning, what do you have for your next nomination?
Okay, so far for clarification, we have Gandalf, Gollum, Sam, Boromir, and what's the other one I'm missing? Or is that it?
That's it.
Okay,
That's it.
I want to make sure we had, because right now I'm kind of like finagling my list to make sure.
I didn't save Benedict. So.
All right. You didn't say Benedict Cumberbatch. It's all your fault.
I can go back if I can.
No, please don't go back. I'm gonna. The other one didn't exist, but no, I'm going to nominate a performance that I feel is kind of a how do I put this? A torchstone, one that doesn't exactly is incredibly showy, but something that kind of just carries the torch for Lord of the Rings in general, and that is Aragorn. That is Viggo Mortensen as Aragorn. The amount of subtlety as he puts into his performance in and of itself is one of my favorites you'll ever see. He commands the screen whenever he's on. His moments of going into Dunharrow, or the moments of him just being Strider at the beginning, leading the army of favorites of all time, and he's on my list. I want to get that out there because it could be taken as underacting, but I see it as something that is a lot more than that. So, Aragorn, Viggo Mortensen.
Aragorn's on the table. I'll kick this one off. It's a yes for me. Viggo's Aragorn is so incredible. It's just one of those ones that you always go to when you think about acting performances in real life. Like he just, I mean, like you watch him, you watch him and you just think that Aragorn's a real person. So I mean, you just. It's just hard to explain, and you can just sort of see how
he feels lived in. He feels real.
Yes.
Yeah, that's what I'm trying to say. Robert, what do you say about Aragorn?
Yeah, definitely. Viggo Mortensen brings a real levity and seriousness to the role. He feels like an 87. Important person.
Oh, there he is.
I'm here. Hello?
You always
cut out
like 2 seconds. Every 2 seconds.
Okay.
you'll go black, and then we can't hear you. So.
Well, that's
And then you'll come right back.
But I'm here now.
Keep going.
So yeah, Viggo Mortensen is incredible as Aragorn. I mean, just his speech at the Black Gate alone. Sons of Gondor, Rohan, my brothers, I see in your eyes the same fear that would take. But is incredible. I think he really comes into the role the most in Two Towers, because that's when he's given the most to do as a character. Two Towers: Return of the King, he's incredibly important in. I don't see his performance being standout in Fellowship of the Ring, because there's so many around him. But when him, Legolas, and Gimli have their moments, it's incredible. And in Return of the King, when he really accepts the moniker of Isildur's heir, like even when he faced the army of the dead and the ghost army, and yeah. Yes.
He commands the screen.
Yes.
Yeah. So there was a yes, Robert.
No, I think that was a no. I don't think we're.
Robert,
I said yes.
We
right?
lost.
Yes.
Yes, you said yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I said yes.
I was just double checking. Cody, Aragorn makes the list. What would you have said?
and I know I've done this a few times. I'm just not I'm not the hugest fan of Aragorn. I like him a lot, and that's not
Aragorn.
Aragorn, you know what I meant.
Is this a joke or is this
no? This is
real?
100% real. This is 100% real.
Okay.
I like him as a character. I really do. I find more characters a little bit more interesting. Because there's another character, if he gets brought up, I'll mention that too. I think he's great. He moves, he's in the whole group. He's just not one that I always attach to, if that makes sense. I think he's great, and I understand why he's on the list. I can't defend why he's not, why he wouldn't be, but he just never connects fully with me. So that's what I would have said.
So,
I guess
Aragorn makes the list anyway. Cody, what are you going to bring up next?
This is a good one. Maybe, I don't know.
All right, let's see.
Again, I'm a defender. I want at least one on. I love Martin Freeman as Bilbo. I don't think the problem with those movies never resides with him. I think he carries it. I think he's a fantastic character throughout. He's a character that you attach to. I think he carries on with the story perfectly. So he's my nomination.
Martin Freeman as Bilbo is on the table. Robert, what do you say about Martin?
Yes.
Thank God.
I thought it was just going to be a yes and that's it.
Very simple. The way that the Hobbit trilogy, I'm a big defender of the Hobbit trilogy. The way the story is told through Bilbo's eyes really gives you an insight into the life of a Hobbit. The vigor, the sort of cheery, bouncy, good life. There are shots of his performance that are just encapsulating. You think of Desolation of Smaug when he looks up in the tree and he sees the lonely mountain. He goes, "We're almost there." Really, he's not into the adventure at first, but then he grows with the dwarves, and he really, especially in Battle of the Five Armies, just his little subtleties too. You see his little nose twitches, or when you see him smoke his pipe. He is an extremely lived-in character, and I think Martin Freeman is better than Ian Holm as this character. He's given more to do with, and he's in more movies.
Thank you.
So that's fair, but I absolutely yes.
Agreed.
Manning, Martin Freeman as Bilbo.
Wait, didn't I go last? Don't you need to go? Because I started last time, so wouldn't you start off?
If you want me to go next.
Oh, if I'm offered, sure. No, yeah. Martin Freeman is better than Ian Holm. No offense, Ian Holm. It's a yes for me. Spoiler alert, it's the only Hobbit performance you will see on my list. But he's...
Some hot takes.
We are. But I love Martin Freeman as Bilbo. He is probably he's probably the character that I connected to the most in the entire series, and one that of the Hobbit trilogy franchise, excuse me. And I adore what he did with that. So, as an absolute yes, better than Ian Holm. Put it on there.
Yeah, and it would have been a yes for me as well. So I mean, Martin Freeman's Bilbo makes it on the list, and it's back to me to nominate. I'm going to bring up, that's who I'll bring up. I'm going to bring up Cate Blanchett. Cate Blanchett as Galadriel. Or it could be Rachel Cushing playing Cate Blanchett playing Galadriel. I haven't quite decided yet. They both look so similar. So, but I mean, just watching the scene, it's just incredible to watch, and she really brings out the gravitas of the performance, and even when she goes into the darkness when she's being tempted by the rings, when she sees it, when Frodo tries to pass it off to her, it's just so believable. It's just one of those ones that it looks like you reached into the book, just pulled out Galadriel, and she's there. Robert, Cody, what do you say about Cate Blanchett?
You said Robert and Cody. Who gets it?
You go ahead, Cody.
Cody is what I meant to say.
I was like, we're connected. This is a tough one for me. I really wish you would have went to Robert. Yeah,
I can go.
Yeah, go ahead. Let Robert go, and then I'm passing the buck.
So I'm gonna say yes for all the reasons that both Manny and Malcolm have already said, but I'm a big fan of when you see a character and you can tell more about their race, because Middle Earth is full of amazing races: the orcs, the elves, the humans, the goblins, the dwarves, whatever, etc., etc., etc. When you see a specific attributes and character traits of a race through one performance, I think that's incredibly telling and great writing and acting and storytelling that is shown through the performance. So that's the reason I like Sean Bean's performance so much. That's the reason I like Galadriel's character so much, and the reason I like Cate Blanchett's character. Every word she speaks, every movement she makes is thought out, it's planned. It's just so, yeah, absolutely for me. Especially her scenes in Unexpected Journey as well. She's really good in those.
And back to Cody. What do you say about Cate Blanchett?
So I had to listen to my encyclopedia a little bit and get clarity on why he would vote for her. So yeah, Cate Blanchett makes the list. It's just one of those characters. I didn't think of it as how Robert did. I just don't know if there's better characters out there. But I mean, hell, if the Hobbit puts it on, he's gotta have something ahead of it. So.
Not the be all end all. That's too much pressure.
Yeah, whatever. Your nickname's the Hobbit. Deal with it.
Well, my vote doesn't count anyway. I'm safe.
So what would?
You nominated?
No, I nominated.
No.
Oh, I thought
he nominated.
Manny did. My bad.
There's Malcolm and Manny being twins again.
There we go. It's again second time on the stream.
So, Manning, what would you have said anyway?
This is actually really difficult for me because she was on my list but lower, and we're already getting to the point now where people that are higher on my list are maybe left off. So it would have been I love her performance. I love what she represents and what she embodies. And the performance is the first thing I think of when I think of Cate Blanchett, because this is what I was raised on. But in her plethora of performances she done, I don't. It would have been a very hesitant no, just very hesitant, but only because there are other people I love before her. If that makes any sense.
It does. It does. And anyway, it's back to Robert. Robert, who's your next nomination?
All right, so we have. Correct me if I'm wrong. We have 7 on right now, correct? We have Gandalf,
Yeah.
Correct.
Galadriel,
Yeah, we've
Sam,
got 7.
Bilbo, Gollum, Smeagol, and Aragorn. Yes.
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
So we have 7 on. That means we have 5 left to go, and here's where we start to get just a little bit nuts.
Yep.
Maybe not nuts, but a little bit. We need more than one Hobbit performance on you. We need more than one Hobbit exclusive performance on you.
Do we though?
We do.
All right. Okay, bring it up. I want to hear what you got.
We need Richard Armitage's Thorin. Because Thorin Oakenshield character that this is once again you even more so than John Rhys Davies as Gimli. When you watch the 3 movies of Richard Armitage's Thorin, you encapsulate the dwarves, and that's extremely important. You see once again a tragic character who starts off as this bold, brave, maybe boorish a little bit, like as dwarves are, rambunctious, but also incredibly proud, incredibly prideful. That through as a character, he saw his grandfather die. He saw his father lost forever. Especially even in the extended editions of The Hobbit, which if you haven't watched them, give it a chance. But there's scenes with him that even extend his character even further. So I think from the arc that his character goes on in the 3 Hobbit movies, I think that's really important. Especially by the time you reach Battle of the Five Armies, even the end of Distillation of Smaug, when he forces Bilbo to look for the Arkenstone, he has become what he dreaded. He
has become the very thing you swore to destroy.
And exactly. So I just think that's really powerful. And the moments in Battle of Five Armies when we see him throw his crown down, when we see his performance when he's talking to Dwalin and he threatens to kill him, his friend for his entire life, just for the gold, just for the treasure. And then we see him rally outside. We see him tell, I believe that is Killy, that it's not in his blood to just hide behind a wall of stone. This is a moving performance. It's overlooked, and Richard Armitage's Thorin needs to be.
Right, so Richard Armitage's Thorin Oakenshield is on the table. Manning, what do you think about Richard Armitage?
I'm sure he's a great guy. I'd love to have coffee with him. He looks like that's what I think about him. No, I just don't care about the dwarves at all in The Hobbit. I mean, they try so hard. I don't care about them. I mean, they're fine for what it is, but their arc, by the time we get to the very 3rd one, I was just like, let's get going. Take me back to Bilbo. I care about his journey and his arc. What it was, but it did not click for me. It is, and through that I care, but not as the dwarves as independent characters. I don't care them as independent characters, and for that I'm gonna say no because he's good. I'm not saying they're bad performances by any means. Everyone gives great performances, but there are other people that I would put above Richard Armitage in general. So it's a no from me. I see the disappointment looks.
That's okay.
No, it's Cody's face. He just looks very angry with me right now. See, it's fuming. I can see the smoke.
Yeah, I'll go next on this. I'm going to give it a hesitant yes. I mean, it's tough because I did almost put, the reason being is I've got a few performances that I think are slightly higher than him, but I did almost put him on until I remembered someone else I hadn't put on. So, Cody, you're the decider. What do you say to Richard Armitage?
Can that hesitant yes turn into a no at any point?
No, there's no chance.
Because I was like, can I use my save if this goes bad? Okay,
I would have used mine. If one person would have said yes, I would have used my save.
Okay. Absolutely. Manning, you dwarf hater. That's just disrespectful.
Sorry.
Again, I am indifferent with the third movie. I'm not the biggest fan of Battle of the Five Armies. I'm really not. But the other two, I really enjoy. I do. I enjoy both of them for what they are, and I love this character. He was actually going to be my next nomination because I care about his story, and I think sometimes when we get to the Hobbit stuff, people say no to this stuff because of they don't like the movies, but the performance that he delivers with what he was given is fantastic, and you should stop being a dwarf hater. Okay.
I'm gonna be labeled as a dwarf hater the rest of my life.
He's on.
He's on.
Yeah.
He's
on.
You
said no to the dwarf and the woman. Who are you, Manning?
What?
Not many gonna comment on that.
What? Next to do the nomination is the dwarf hater Manning. Manning, who's he going to nominate?
Oh, come on!
What white male are
definitely not definitely not the dwarf.
Let me guess. Grima is your favorite character, right?
No, actually, no. I mean, no. Wipes away. Work done. Wipes away. Wipes it away. No. Actually, my performance I was gonna bring out was one of my fifth or sixth favorite performances. I'm gonna get out there. I'm not sure how people feel about it, but upon rewatch, it's Eowyn. What she does, Miranda Otto does specifically for that role. Specifically, when you get to Two Towers and then Return of the King, her arc becomes one where you gravitate toward, because it's not one connected directly to the Fellowship. It's one that becomes independent, everything else. And that final scene amidst the Battle of Pelennor Fields, when you have her and Theoden in that one little moment, when she becomes, in and of a way, a character independent of all others. She makes her character her own. And that's a powerful example of what I think that character can be. Because plus, come on. Also, I am no man. That is still one of the best lines. As cheesy as it is, one of the best lines in Lord of the Rings. That is all. I picked Miranda Otto, Eowyn.
Yeah, and I'll go next on this. This is one I didn't think of initially, but now I think about it, I think she does deserve on this list, because her performance, especially in Return of the King, was so moving, especially when she does that "I am no man" line. Like, yeah, I mean, so it's a yes for me. Robert, what do you say about Miranda Otto?
Yeah, this one is actually really, really, really tough. She wasn't in my top 12. She was one that I brought up, though, when making my list of nominations. I think her performance is much better in Return of the King than it is in Two Towers. In Two Towers, she is much more...
She's not given much.
She's not given much, but, well, she is, though. Every time we're in Rohan, she's there, no matter what. I think that on the road, her best stuff... from the extended editions, and her conversations with Gimli there as well. But I don't really think that she is consistently a great... I mean, okay, her stuff in Return of the King is pretty inspiring when she fights for her country and her world, no matter what. It's a really, really slight no, because there's a bunch of others that I want to get on there instead. But I'm really glad we talked about it, because she's still really good.
We're getting to that point.
We're getting to that stage where it's like, man, there's like 5 more I want on here, and that was the 6th one. Like, I just...
Yeah.
It's down to Cody. Cody, what do you say to Miranda Otto?
Um, so when I made the list, when I made my list, and I did a top 15. She just missed my top 12, and I have to give it a no vote. I just I think there's other characters that could be brought up that may be better. So we'll see from there. But you did relinquish yourself. You're not a woman hater, so that's good.
Oh, well, gosh, no. Now I'm still a dwarf hater, though, apparently. So I can't redeem myself for there. But I will not be saving it because I want to use that possibly maybe for someone else down the road that I feel like deserves it just a bit more.
Yeah. Anyway, it's back to Cody for the next nomination. Cody, who are you going to bring out?
So this one may be good or may not, but I'm going to pick up Christopher Lee. I think this is one of the best performances. I honestly think he's one of the best actors that ever did anything. And he plays such a great character in these movies. So that's my nomination. Let's see what everybody says.
Manning, what do you say about Christopher Lee?
Absolutely, yes. He was the one that I was talking about that I have just a bit higher, that I was hoping someone would say, but I didn't think that would be the case, because he's just someone who he is, to me, the best villain in the entire series. But even in his background, it's fascinating to see where he came from and how he fell from grace. But that's neither here nor there. But what Christopher Lee specifically does, he is by far one of the by his presence carries himself. And when he does Saruman the Wiped as this, he is the foil to Gandalf perfectly. Perfect foil. Gandalf is this fun-loving old man, and Saruman as this intimidating, regal figure. And I think by far, Christopher Lee, when I said that Aragorn commanded the screen, Saruman commands every inch whenever he's on the screen, because he is a presence. And that's Christopher Lee as an actor, one of the best, typecasted a lot as villains, but man, is he one of the best villains ever. Yes.
Yeah, and I'll go next on this. Christopher Lee was great as Count Dooku in Star Wars, but he was even better in Lord of the Rings. And as but his performance in the extended edition of Return of the King was it was sad that it had been cut on the cut, which he was pissed off about, but he still returned in The Hobbit, and he still really gave a good performance as well. So Cody, you vote for
I think he complimented me, but he was breaking out, so I don't know.
Oh, yeah, I'm about to say. I'll take that as a compliment. Take it as a compliment.
Take it.
What would you have said about Christopher Lee, Cody?
Oh, you
Cody
mean...
nominated it. I didn't get to vote. But I would have said yeah.
We're connected, Robert.
Smart.
I would have said yes. I absolutely would have said yes. There's actually a fun story about, I had to look it up here, but I found it. When they were blocking his death scene in Return of the King, Peter Jackson went into this long explanation of like how he wants Christopher Lee to act when getting stabbed by Wormtongue. And the exact quote that Christopher Lee said to Peter Jackson was, "Have you any idea what kind of noise happens when somebody is stabbed in the back? Because I do." He was
of course.
The only cast member to have met J.R.R. Tolkien in real life. Some of his performance is literally from J.R.R. Tolkien. He listened to J.R.R. Tolkien audiobooks, and he did that performance.
Wow, I didn't know that.
Memorable lines. You could have joined me, but you've elected the way of pain. all this kind of stuff. Like, you're not wrong when you say that Saruman is the better portrayed villain than Sauron. Absolutely, yes.
Yeah, because Philly is just amazing.
It's back to me again. The next person I'm going to bring up is another dwarf. I'm bringing up John Rhys Davies as Gimli. This is one of the performances which is really amazing. It's just, especially in his interactions with Aragorn and Legolas, which is what most of his interactions is like. In the battle scene of Helm's Deep, where he sees Aragorn, you do not throw a dwarf. It's like,
Nobody tosses a dwarf.
Even back to like the Fellowship, where it's like things like and you've got my axe, all that sort of thing. So John Rhys Davies is a phenomenal actor, and I think his performance at Gimli puts him on this list. Robert, I'm going to start off with you. What do you say about John Rhys Davies?
This one is really, really, really tough, because I love Gimli as a character. I love the way he's written. I love the character moments that he does have with him and Legolas in particular. Actor, but this performance, I think there are better. He's got many memorable lines like, "I'll have no pointy ear outscoring me, and you'll have to toss me, and that still only counts as one," and all of this kind of stuff. "We dwarves are natural sprinters." Like, he's got so many memorable quotes, but the performance itself, I think there's a couple more that edge it out that I'd rather have on this list. So I love the character and love the character moments, but I'm gonna have to say no.
Cody, what do you say about John Rhys Davies?
I agree with Robert on this. I love the character. I love his one-liners, but I think that's kind of where he falls into it. I think he just becomes the butt of the jokes. He's kind of, for my example, like he's kind of like Drax in Guardians of the Galaxy, the second one, where he's just there for the quick like ha ha ha, like those are great moments, but I just don't think his performance stands out, especially from some of the other ones, and especially with the list we have right now, I just don't see. I think there's more characters out there that deserve the final spots.
And Manning, what do you say about Gimli?
I was going to say yes, but I've been convinced otherwise by our panel here. Congratulations there, guys. See, yeah, I love. Yeah, again, Gimli, I love. If you've got it's hard to not love Gimli, and especially him, the dynamic, him and Legolas. But he's not a very. I don't want to say he's not a three-dimensional character, but he's not as a three-dimensional character as some of the other people that we have in Middle Earth. He has maybe 2 emotional scenes in the entire trilogy. One other one being Moria, and another one being side by side with a friend. I could do that. Still great. But he's not given much to do as an actor other than to be an endearing character, and he succeeds. Yeah, I'm just going to stop because it hurts, so no.
Robert is next. Who are you going to bring up next?
All right, so let me just double check here. We have 9 on, is that correct?
Yep.
9 on. Okay. So we right now have 2 hobbits on, and I'm going to pose a third. I think Dominic Monaghan as Merry is one of the best performances in this franchise. With Pippin and Treebeard at the Entmeet, he has an amazing speech where he goes, where the Ents don't want to interfere in the world war, and he goes, "You're part of this world, aren't you? You must help, please. You live here, please fight. This is everybody's war. Without it, there won't be a Shire." And I think that just that scene alone is incredibly moving. But also, this is one of the characters that has some of the biggest changes from the start of the first movie to the end of the final movie. At the start of Fellowship, he's lighting off fireworks and stealing food. The battle-hardened warrior that helped kill Sauron. I think, and we see how that affects him in the Greyhaven sequences, in the ending after the ring is destroyed. I think this is a character that has way more art than people give him credit for. So I think Dominic Monaghan as Merry Doc Brandybuck should be on this list.
I'm gonna throw it over to Manning. Manning, what do you say about Dominic Monaghan?
I was super excited when you said you wanted to add another Hobbit, and it was not the Hobbit that I was expecting. I do love Merry, but I feel like there's another Hobbit on the list that is a bit that outshines him in the growth as a character, because you'll have, and he's great, but he's never been someone that. See, everything I take in counteract is a counteract to the other Hobbit that I want. So I'm just gonna say no because there's someone else that I want Hobbit wise on here.
I'm go over to Cody next. Cody, what do you say about Muri?
There's kind of a reason that many don't include me and Robert on the same shows of ranking stuff, because we're pretty in sync on most things, except his hate for Benedict Cumberbatch. I'm going to say absolutely, because I was going to bring him up next. And it's exactly what Robert said. When you think of acting performances, the way he starts to the way he finishes is probably one of the better arcs of the characters in that. So, and Manny can look around his room all you want. You won't find an answer, you dwarf hater. It's a yes for me.
He's a Hobbit. You okay? Don't stare. Don't try.
You'd still say no.
So you hate Hobbits too? Is that what
you're
saying?
a Hobbit hater?
Just add it to the list.
Hey, who suggested Sam? Me. I did. There you go.
He's a person.
Hey, I'd rather hear more about Sam.
Frodo wouldn't have made it a lot far without Sam.
Yeah, everybody would. Frodo, you're a boy.
He made it funny. Yeah. Ooh, sorry, Elijah.
Anyway, it's on to me. I believe it's 2 no's for Mary now, is it?
Cody said yes.
I said yes.
Oh, Cody said yes, so I'm sorry. This is tough for me because as much as I like Mary, quite often when I'm watching it, I tend to can't decide which is which half the time, so
Ouch.
I mean, under the makeup and all that, they both look pretty much the same, so sometimes it's hard to distinguish them apart. But I'm going to give it a no, because I've got 3 other performances I think should be there. Dominate.
Alright, I'm gonna use my save.
No. Oh, come on, guys!
Yeah. That's why I like Robert.
Go rewatch that scene when this is over. For that scene, for that speech alone, the scene where he talks to Pippin after that, when you see how much he misses Pippin in Return of the King, we see the full arc over the course of 3 movies instead of some of these characters only have an arc over 1. Mary's on this list.
Use all the money.
Worth it.
I highly disagree, but oh well.
Back to the ending. Who are you going to be at?
At this point, there's no point in me suggesting him because he's just going to be shot down. Because we have 3 hobbits on here.
Farmer Maggot? Yeah, I mean, he's decent.
Get out of my crops. No. No. Peregrine Took. You talked about an arc. I'm looking at the arc that we have here with Billy Boyd because what he managed to do, you have the guy who's obviously even more of a complete, like, klutz than Mary even is. He is the one who fails countless times again, and by the end of Return of the King, he is the character who is sent to Gondor, who must light the beacons. He has all this responsibility thrusted upon him, and in the end, he has to decide for himself. He's the one not wanting to grow up more so than Mary. He's the one who Mary's like, get out of here. We see a more progression arc, a character who doesn't want to grow up, a character who is trying his hardest to remain back in the Shire, and we see that arc transcend beautifully up until even Return of the King. Mary is great, and he has a great arc too, but his kind of not stops there. Pippin's keeps building all the way into the third, in my opinion. And what we see at the very end, when he finds Mary bleeding on the ground and says it's Pippin reuniting, it's utterly fantastic. And what he has to do when he's singing that song to Denethor, which is a brilliant scene all in all in itself, this is a character who has accepted the fact that he is not going back to the Shire as he was prior. He is a different man that he was, a man who has known war in heart, and Billy Boyd portrays that beautifully with that single tear acting, which we all gotta love. It is something that I love, and he is one of my top performances in all of Middle-earth. Top 5 for me in general. So I put in Peregrine Took. You see the relationship between him and Gandalf evolve, so I must say Peregrine Took, not Pippin, Peregrine Took.
I'm going to throw it over to Cody. Cody, what do you say about Pippin?
I don't understand the hostility from Manning because all hobbits are welcome here. I'm okay with that. I have, and everybody knows I'm kind of I rub people the wrong way when I play Rankum shows because there's always going to be an 11 and 12, right? There's always is. And I'm okay with letting things on at the end because they could go down the list and it won't hurt me that bad. So I give it a yes.
Thank you, Cody.
Robert, what do you say about Pippin?
Okay, so a part of what Manning says I agree with, especially the scene where he sings the song to Denethor. That's an incredibly moving scene. It's fantastic. I disagree when you say that he has a full arc and changes as a character. He starts as a clutch. And then he ends as a klutz in Return of the King when he joins the Guards of the Citadel of Gondor because of guilt, because he got Boromir killed too, and he's still a klutz because he almost fails to light the beacons. The scene where he does light the beacon is pretty incredible, but I think there's at least one more that I'm scared won't get on if I say yes, so I'm playing strategically. I will be very happy if Malcolm says yes, and I'll be completely content, because I think Billy Boyd is an incredible actor, but I am going to say no. I just think Mary has a complete arc.
And for the same reason I said no to Mary, I'm going to say no to Pippin too. I just find it's a bit hard to distinguish those two performances, but they both sort of play it off similar, and just the way they play off each other, just quite similar. So I mean, yeah, it's no for me.
Now, well, since the person that I wanted to use a save on is now safe, I'm going to use my save for Pippin because I have to.
Manny, think about it. There's one character you're forgetting. Think about it.
Frodo?
Ryan Gage. Ryan Gage. You gotta.
Just Alfred Lickspittle. What are you doing?
No, I'm good, guys. I'm good.
You're wrong.
Yeah.
You're wrong.
There's only one more character that I really want on the list. And that's not gonna happen. Probably.
I can't be upset that you did that because I did the exact same thing 30
You did.
seconds ago,
You did. And they're a pair. I mean, why not?
I can't be mad at that.
They can share 12 and 11.
Character.
Anyway, Cody, who's your next nomination going to be?
It's 12. We're locked, I think.
That's it? I
No,
thought it was
that
11.
We've got 11.
That was 10. Or that
No,
was
it's 11.
That's 11.
Because we've got
Oh,
we've got Gandalf,
okay.
Sam,
I already
Gollum.
wrote him down as a lock, so that's awkward. Okay.
Yeah, we have 11.
So I wrote
There's
him
one
down.
more,
I was like,
one
we're
more
at 12. We're good. Okay.
One more spot.
I'm going to bring up Ryan Gage. No, I'm just kidding. I'm actually going to bring up Luke Evans. I love Luke Evans in the Hobbit movies. And see, the whole difference is... Now, listen.
Go ahead. Go ahead.
Again, I play rank 'em different than everybody else.
Yes, you do.
I need a 12. Luke Evans is fantastic in the movie. And he acts so well alongside Ryan Gage, which makes him even more of a better actor because that twerp is the most annoying human being on the face of this planet. So Luke Evans gets my vote. Dwarf hater.
Are you kidding me? He's not a dwarf.
You don't know his height?
Equal opportunity hate. That's worth a Google. How tall is Luke Evans?
Let's find out.
I got you covered.
Taller than Emma Watson. We know that.
Luke Evans is 6 foot.
But that's
Taller than me.
That's
There we
before
go.
he lost his legs. He's a dwarf now.
I wasn't aware of that tragic accident.
Did Luke Evans lose his legs?
Manny did it to him.
I'm going to go straight off and say he's the best. I mean, he's one of the best actors in the Hobbit community, but no, I don't think there's a few other people that haven't been brought up yet.
Disrespectful.
Really stood the
He
I got
killed
you.
Smog!
Cody, I got you.
No. Robert killed Smaug. That's what he did.
I did kill Smog. Yeah, you're right. You could have used the save.
Anyway, Robert, what do you say about Luke Evans?
Yeah.
I'm gonna get my whiteboard.
Yes.
You already know he's gonna be on.
I'm saying yes because not only do I want another character from the Hobbit trilogy, and I really think this character deserves to be on the list, but there are really great acting moments of this character that people don't notice. In Desolation of Smaug, when he's looking for the tapestry that has the line of Durin on it, and saying the start of Battle of the Five Armies after he kills Smaug, and he doesn't want the recognition from Alfred. He doesn't want to be King Bard. He just wants to help people, and that is portrayed perfectly through his performance. In Battle of the Five Armies, when he holds up the Arkenstone, he goes, "We have this. Like, why do you just not? Will you have peace or war? Like, why do you not want to just make a deal?" His care for his family in Desolation of Smaug is so clear. When he is riding through Lake Town, and he like first sees his children. His daughters, Peggy and Mary Nesbitt. I can't think of the names. Sigrid and Matilda, that's it. Thank you. But yeah, Luke Evans is one of the best parts of the Hobbit trilogy. So yeah.
Manning, what do you say about Luke Evans?
No.
Oh. What's that? I have a save? Save it! Save it!
I knew that was gonna happen. We all knew that was gonna happen.
I'm a little upset I didn't use it on Benedict, but I'm okay with it. Luke Evans.
I'm upset you didn't use it on Benedict now.
You shut
I
your
would have
mouth.
preferred Benedict.
You shut your mouth.
You can't tell me what to do.
That's a valid point.
Yeah. I'm just going to say the chat is screaming at us that we didn't put Legolas on the list.
Oh,
We didn't put
Legolas
Jennifer.
sucks.
Whoa. Let's not go that far.
Legolas sucks. I will go that far.
Well,
Cody the elf hater.
That's the same thing as Gimli, though. Like, the character is good, but the performance isn't as good as the rest of the ones we have. Same as Denethor.
I know, I agree
Same
with
as,
that.
like, Denethor is just a crazy guy the whole time. Like, that performance doesn't change at all.
Yeah,
No,
somebody-
yeah, it's just like, it's cool.
Somebody put
And
Luke
my
Evans
line
is
has
6
ended.
foot. Luke Evans
Wait,
is 6 foot.
Can I?
What?
Somebody put in the chat that Luke Evans is 6 foot. Just so
Oh, I
I.
googled it.
Oh, okay.
Thank you.
Is
No,
there
I
any
just
way-
love that he came out and said that. That's right.
Can we do honorable mentions at all, or?
Yes.
If,
Yes.
yeah.
I'll run through them real quickly. I'm sorry.
Oh, can I? Who wants to go first? Honorable mention.
First, I've only got a handful of honorable mentions. For me, I've got Elijah Waters' Frodo.
No.
That I actually did have Legolas on mine as well. And Hugo Weaving is Owl also had.
Yeah, that would have been my next nomination.
I only have one. Can I go next?
Yeah.
I was gonna say Benedict Cumberbatch at the Necromancer, but I didn't know. If that was gonna be okay.
No.
Just throwing it out there.
Okay. Manning, what honorable mention do you have?
The one that was on my list that really didn't get a chance to make it, or poor. I wish I at least threw his name out there. Bernard Hill as King Theoden.
Yeah.
He is one that was on my list that I really wanted to get out there, but alas, the tables were against me. Oh well, I will live.
Yeah. I mean, I was almost considering throwing out a joke suggestion of Peter Jackson as all his characters.
As everyone.
Just as the carrot-eating citizen of Bree. Like,
I mean, that's his best cameo.
It is.
Best one.
He does it twice.
You're right.
Okay,
Yes.
Robert,
All right.
go for your honorable mentions.
So first off, I got 11 of my top 12 on. So
The rest of the
happy
cast.
that, here.
Who was the one that you didn't have?
Huh?
Who was the one you didn't have?
Hugo Weaving as Elrond was the one.
Okay.
Other says Thranduil in the Hobbit trilogy, David Wenham as Faramir, Carl Urban as Éomer, Bernard Hill as Theoden, John Noble as Denethor, Ian Holm as Bilbo. I think Martin Freeman is better, but Ian Holm's still really good. And then Ken Stott as Balin, which is the oldest of the dwarves. I think he's got some really, really great moments that a lot of people
He does.
So he'd never make it on the list, but I'm really just worth bringing up, I think.
Now we vote for our number 12.
Well,
What?
I know who that is.
I know what this one is.
So, Manning, who do you have at 12?
Luke Evans.
Cody, who do you have at 12?
Billy Boyd.
Oh, come on!
Robert, who do you have at 12, Robert?
Yeah, Billy Boyd, Peregrine, son of Paladin.
What? What is this? What madness is this?
Well, this is awkward because I've got Luke Evans.
Oh, shit.
They can just make it 11 and 12. Luke Evans can go 12. The other one can go.
Well,
11. Okay.
Wait, can we let's ask the chat. What do you think? What do you think? Who should
Billy Boyd chat?
Luke Evans or Billy Boyd?
There's a reason no one likes when me and Robert are on the same rank show. They just don't.
Yeah, I know, it's true.
Well, I'm making a note of that now.
So many people in the worst Marvel ones, even though we were 100%
Oh, that was fun,
correct.
though. I don't care. We had the right calls there. Those weren't hot takes. Elektra's the worst Marvel movie. Come at me.
Yeah.
No,
What'd you say?
I'm fine giving my vote to Luke Evans. I'm just happy he made it on the list. I'm fine with him being number 12.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm cool with that. I'm not.
Okay. I'll concede. Okay. Then I will concede.
Well, I mean,
Billy Boyd.
Well,
If
I
you
mean,
wanna-
if the other two have conceded to Luke Evans, big 12.
I'm glad.
No, I
Yeah,
mean like for 11. For 11,
Yeah,
I will
Boyd
concede.
needs to be 11, I think.
Oh,
Yeah,
he
I will
go
concede
higher.
that.
I mean, he would
No,
have
I
been
would like him.
almost anyway, so...
Yeah. Now
I would have put him higher. That's okay.
We know, but you're wrong.
You're so hurtful tonight.
I know. I'm sorry. I'm in a mood.
You are in a mood tonight. Although apparently I am too. I hate everyone apparently now.
At least I haven't Cody ranted today, so that's a good day.
So we're doing our
10.
number 10s now.
If Frodo would
Yep.
have come up, I would have Cody ranted. really hard.
Yeah, I love you, Elijah Wood, but yeah, no.
You're just like every main person that leads the story. You're
It's
not as good as
it's
your
like
supporting cast.
He's the best in the last 20 minutes of Return of the King.
Okay.
Look, when he says that his scars never healed.
It's like
seriously, when he's like, my scars have never healed the Shire.
True.
The same for me.
But
like, that seems really
there's not much going on around him.
On IMDb, if you look up like any of the Lord of the Rings, it literally shows where he's about to drop the ring into the. And I'm like, if you just look it up just to think because you haven't seen. Oh, spoiler alert! He makes it.
What? What? So, Manning, who gave it 10?
Mary, I had fucking have him, but there we go. Just so they would be together.
Who do you have
Kate
it 10?
Blanchett.
Robert, who do you have at 10?
Kate Blanchett.
You're kidding me! Are you guys chatting on the side?
We're
No,
not. This is literally how it works normally.
Are you kidding me? You have done it.
Oh my god.
Okay,
conceded
are we
last
somehow...
I think you guys have to concede this time.
Yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair.
So,
Kate Blanchett wasn't high up, so
10 is,
I will concede that.
10 is Blanchett as
10 is Kate Blanchett.
Yeah.
9 is Dominic.
We're literally
Mary.
in sync. Oh, that's crazy.
I'm gonna laugh if this persists.
I don't
laugh
know where
harder.
he goes now, but we'll see.
Ooh, wait a minute. Ooh, this is a tough one now.
Yeah, now it gets really difficult.
Yeah. Okay.
I'm just gonna go with this one because I want one a little higher. So
Give me just one quick second.
he's googling. It's not like it's trivia, but I still don't agree with it.
It's like, I don't agree with it.
His vote is for Moana. Okay, fair enough.
Wait, what?
Which is
Who voted for
poster.
Moana?
It's just a poster. In the
Oh,
back.
let's say. If that's the case, then Malcolm, you voted for Baby Driver. Uh-oh, that guy's in the top.
Decent.
I vote for Baby Driver without Kevin Spacey.
the Christopher Plummer cut.
Yeah, you still have him on your way out.
The plumber cut.
I mean, I like the movie. I'm not going to cut his face out of the poster because it'll be a
That's
face
true.
on the
That's
poster.
like,
Can you just tape your face over him? Because that would just be awesome.
Manning, who do you have for 8?
I have the good
Oh,
Thorin.
I need a
So,
second. Oops.
Robert,
Uh-oh.
who do you have at 8?
Have Thorin, son of Thrain, son of Thor, King of Mountain.
Oh, yeah.
I also
him.
had Richard Armitage.
Yep.
Okay. I won't.
so-
I won't end up writing it down because I was like, I'm gonna vote for Mary, just because I want Richard higher. But I forgot that we put him at 9.
Wait a minute. Let's say. Wait.
It's okay.
We're all good, guys. We're all good. I literally looked up. Did Luke Evans lose his legs? Thanks a lot. I don't know why. You made me believe it.
I think it would have been on
Alright.
Collider or something.
The news of the day headline.
All right.
Wow.
This is where it gets
He got
really
into his
hard.
role.
The ones that
Yep.
we have left
Yeah.
are Gandalf, Boromir, Sam, Saruman, Bilbo, Gollum, and Aragorn.
Sir,
Yes.
sir, they're actors' names. These are acting
Ian
performances.
McKellen.
not
Oh, you're right,
Sean
you're right,
Astin,
you're right.
Christopher Lee, Martin Freeman, Andy Serkis, Viggo Mortensen. Happy?
Thank you. Even though I knew you knew it, I just need you to show your skills. I'm quizzing you.
Yeah. I mean, I
So
honestly
you-
almost brought up the warg that killed Hama. Like, I think that's a really
Like-
interesting character.
The warg or the orc?
The warg. The warg.
The warg. What's the warg's names? What's the warg's
I
name?
don't know. I
Oh,
don't think it has.
haha! We got him.
I know that Caleb Giddens played Haleth, son of Hama.
Oh god.
Robert, you don't know
He
that?
knew that.
Go back to the drawing board. You need to start studying. This is ridiculous.
Manning, who do you have at 7?
I did not forget to put it down because we were talking. I'll be next. Wait.
I'm ready.
All right,
I'm good.
I got it now. It's Bilbo. Freeman.
Cody, who do you have for 7?
I think this is when me and Robert break apart. It's no big deal. I put Vigo.
Robert, who do you have at 7?
Viggo Mortensen.
No.
And I put Sean Astin.
No. I'm okay with Vigo. Was right after for me. So, man, what are you guys? How are you doing that? What's a mind link going on?
You, it's crazy.
It's what we do.
If only we could play trivia together and I could get the answers correct like he does, and then it would just be done. I like to write the same answer on the board as him just because it's connected. I think it's because he's from Wisconsin and I like cheese, but I'm not sure.
That's probably part of it.
That has to be it.
It's Robert and his mind control cheese again.
We might be off on this one, I think.
We'll find out.
Manning, who do you have for 6?
Okay, now I'm really gonna go hard for Martin Freeman.
Cody, who do you have at 6?
I agreed, Martin.
Don't you guys dare.
I agreed.
Okay. Whew.
Robert, who do you have for 6?
Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
Oh, wow. Okay.
And I didn't change my answer.
So we're deciding on where are we at now?
5.
We have a top 5.
So this is the 5th position? What's left? Gandalf?
We've got Ian McKellen, Sean Astin, Andy Serkis, Sean Bean, and Christopher Lee.
Okay.
Oh, God, this is so difficult.
Yeah, I'm going to go with this one because I just think...
The others do a bit more.
Maybe. I just like the certain character even though it's not a big performance.
I think... Yeah.
In no
shape
of his acting.
Yeah.
Because he's amazing.
This is tough, guys. This is tough.
5. So, yeah, we can't be like... Alright, whenever you're ready for us, Malcolm.
Manning, you're number 5.
Sir Christopher Lee.
Cody, you're number 5.
I actually put Christopher Lee as well.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, you're number 5.
R.I.P.
I had Sean Astin.
Wow.
No.
I still had Sean Astin.
No!
The performance of Christopher Lee is...
I'm okay with switching mine to Sean.
No! Come on, guys. Fine.
Okay, he's top 5. And that's where he deserves to be in top 5, but he's not.
He deserves to be
5.
If it helps,
He
my
deserves
next one
to be
was
top
Sean
1.
anyway, so it's okay.
So does that mean number 4 is going to be Lee? I think that's fair.
Yeah.
I mean, I would have voted. I was going to vote for him.
Yeah, I was going to vote for him next, regardless. All right, man.
I mean, this might be weird, but I think the top 2 is pretty much decided. But if not,
Probably.
Prove me wrong.
I mean, my top 1's now gone, but okay. There we go.
Really?
Actually, two. So my 1 is still here.
Sean would have been your number 2?
It would have been my number 2. That's the performance that I've loved since the beginning of time. Well, since the movie was invented, I'd say.
I bet if he was a dwarf, you would have hated it.
Yep, that's exactly how it works. I love hobbits, but not dwarves.
Manning, who's your number 3?
It's Sean Bean.
Cody, you're number 3.
He simply becomes number 3, Sean Bean.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Robert, you're number 3.
Yeah, Eddard of the House Stark, Lord of Winterfell, and Warden of the North.
Hey, it's the wrong one.
But yeah, as much as I love his performance, there's just not enough screen time compared to the other two.
Wait, the one you said was 100% noble. Just saying. And honorable to
That's
a fault.
true.
I had Thorn Bean as well, but
Yeah.
he was pretty much going to be free after.
Oh, can we do a tie?
No.
No.
It might end up being a tie. We'll find out.
Are we voting for our number one?
Our number one.
Oh, okay. Wait.
I hate this.
Me too. We're doing number one here. I gotta go. Just because of the...
Yeah.
I mean...
Wait a minute.
I'm totally okay with either one. It doesn't matter to me, but...
Well, yeah, I think clearly these are the best two.
Yeah. They're the reason I keep watching and rewatching.
Manning, who is your number one?
My number one is Sir Ian McKellen.
Cody, who's your number one?
Ian.
Robert, who's your number one?
I went for Peter Hamilton, who plays Tom Troll in The Hobbit: The Unexpected Journey. I put
Get out of here.
I put Andy Serkis.
Oh.
That's understandable.
I also put Andy Serkis.
Oh, no.
But
We
what
Okay.
I do is, yeah, I was actually going to say they just become one first equal because
Wait. Okay, is that how it works? That's it? Is it?
well, not usually, but at this point,
What happened?
it doesn't really matter because I'm going to make I make the decision to make Ian McKellen and Andy Serkis first equal. Just it's the first time we've had an equal.
I'm 100% okay with that because that's what I suggested from the
It's
start.
your show. And we'll let you go. Wait, and doesn't that mean you only have 11 places?
The reason
Well,
why
I
I decided with
It'll
that
just be a blank.
is because Ian
we get
was shorter to write than Andy. So that's why I went.
Well, I mean, generally when they do ranking and there's an equal places, they go first and first equal, then they jump to 3. So, yeah.
Well, I mean, because we could do an extended edition and add another one. You wanted to. Or not. That's fine too.
Did anybody say Ryan Gage?
No. Well, why do you have this obsession with Ryan Gage so much?
Oh, I find him the most
happened to you?
irritating thing in the history of the universe.
What about
I think that's skills.
Nick Blake, who plays Percy, which is the archer on the wall of Lake Town in the Hobbit. That's a real character, Percy. Luke Evans bribes him. Bard bribes him.
I honestly, when I left Battle of the Five Armies, I said, I don't believe that is acting. I believe that's who he is as a person, and that's disgusting.
Ryan Gage?
Yes,
Alfred?
I looked over at my friend, and I said, can he be decapitated, eaten, thrown in something? I am tired of seeing... Because he went from having little screen time in Smog to this huge part in battle.
What's the weird?
He's very much the worm tongue of the Hobbit trilogy.
Yes.
Good worm tongue.
Anyway,
Sorry. Hi, Jack. I'm sorry.
Anyway, our top 12 action films that we've met. At number 12, we've got Luke Evans. At number 11, we've got Billy Boyd. At number 10, we've got Kate Blanchett. At number 9, we've got Dominic Monaghan. At number 8, we've got Richard Armitage. At number 7, we've got Viggo. At number 6, we've got Mark Green. At number 5, we've got Steve not Steve Austin, at number 4, we've got Christopher Lee. At number 3, we've got Sean Bean. At number 2, we've got Ed McKellen. First equal father is Andy Serkis. Anyway, that was the great list. Manning, we can find you on.
Well, first off, thank you everyone for joining in the chat. this was a list that I knew no one was going to be 100% happy with, but when our rank 'em lists ever where everyone's happy 100% of the time, I am mostly happy with this list, and well, I can see Cody wagging his finger. But no, I'm happy with this list. It was actually for all the discourse we had, it was a lot of fun time. But you can find me here on Take 3 doing various reactions and things, including on Rank 'em. Also, get ready because while the name is pending because of some stuff, you'll find out later why. We have a new show coming out on Take 3 all about the awards season, and I, your good host, will be the host this coming week.
Sweet.
Woo. Thank you. So, but anyway, it'll all be about the awards season, so keep a lookout for that. It should be premiering sometime early next week. And we already have Malcolm over here as the first-time guest, so be prepared to talk all about things Oscars and awards season, movies you haven't heard about coming out. If you've heard about First Man, which I'm sure you have, we might be talking about that as well, too. So, you'll find me on Twitter at Cinna_man, but from that, I'll catch you guys later.
Cody, where can people find you online?
You can find me at Cody Newberry on Facebook. That's pretty much all the social media I have. You can find me on Full Metal. I'm an admin and kind of the stats person over there. I host sometimes. And something is kind of in the works with me and Robert, so you can look for that later. And I don't know what Manny was saying that no one was happy with this list because when me and Robert join a ranking show, we kind of get what we want, and we're quite satisfied with this list. So,
and Robert, where can people find you online?
I too am very happy with this list. You can find me on Twitter and Letterboxd at RBRTPRKR98. That's my first and last name, no vowels plus a year. Other than that, you can find me doing hosting and admin duties over at Movie Battleground at the Worldwide Movie Games Network. You can find me doing admin duties here at Take 3 Production. And a podcast that I do weekly with my friend Zach Ford, where we talk about movies, music, and other pop culture nonsense. That's on Apple Podcasts and Podbean at Fireside Chit Chat. So yeah, that's it for me.
And yeah, I mean, it's a good list. I mean, it's definitely one of those ones which was always going to be hard to really get all the ones you wanted on there.
You sound disappointed, Malcolm.
Well, we don't even need dwarfs on there. But,
oh, wait. Oh, okay.
Okay,
quiet.
Yeah.
There you go.
But anyway, find me on Take 3 Production. I host Rank 'em every Sunday night, and I'll have a poll up on the Take 3 Production page with 5 options that I've got prepared, and they'll be up in a bit. And you can also find me on Twitter, Letterboxd, and Stardust at Malcolm. And now if someone can help the podcast.
Oh yeah, Malcolm's not in charge anymore.